right, we're going. Can you say what's up?
What's up?
Fellas.
Dad, do I have to stand right here? Say what's up?
No, you have to stand on this side so I can see you.
All right, gang. Happy Friday, May 29th. We've got some squats and lunges in store for you for our strength portion today. And then we've got some pulling, squatting, and midline work for our Metcon. As far as loads and intensity today, just think about what you've already done this week. How are you feeling this week? You know, a lot of people jumped onto the glutes program. A lot of us did Murph, so a little more load on the legs than we're used to. So just be smart, push at the level that you need to based off how you feel. If you're already pretty sore, don't kill yourself today. So we're gonna start down on the ground for our warm-up. Let's go ahead and lie on our back. Plant one foot on the ground. Straighten out the other leg. Pull that toe towards your shin. We'll get moving with some straight leg kicks.
Ooh.
We oofing about.
My hamstring.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
3, 2, 1, switch sides. Same thing. Try to keep your low back on the ground. Keep that core braced just a bit. Push that opposite foot into the ground. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let's drive the hips towards the sky. Keep your belly tight. Move into glute bridge. Squeeze your hamstrings, squeeze your glutes. Start taking big deep breaths in and out of your nose. Let's go 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let's take our right ankle, put it on our left knee. You're going to push that right knee forward a bit, trying to get some external rotation in that hip. And you're going to drive that left foot through the ground. Keep your belly tight and your hips square at the top. So single leg glute bridge, getting a little external rotation stretch on that other leg. Squeeze the glute, that down leg as you drive that hip up. 2, 1, switch sides. Left ankle on right knee, push that left knee forward a bit. Belly tight, hips square to the ceiling. You're showing off, Brett. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Moving the dead bugs from here. Let's punch our fists and knees towards the ceiling. Same thing, try to keep that low back pressed against the ground. Pause at the top for a moment. Make sure your setup is tight.
I learned out.
Let's go 10 more seconds here.
I learned out.
What you call dead bugs.
Like your aunt.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's roll over to our side. Tuck those knees up above your hips. Keep your knees pushed through the ground. Getting into some lateral openers.
Let's go.
Push your knees through the ground as you open that top shoulder up. Try to pull that top shoulder down to the ground while your knees stay on the ground. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go into windmills from here, so stay on this side. Start down by your knees. Trace as big of a circle as you can. Land that shoulder on the ground as you come around, and you're going to swing back in the other direction to the knee. So back and forth on those. Same thing. Try to keep knees pressed through the ground and knees up above your hips. Let's go 10 more seconds on this side. Long arm as you circle. 3, 2, 1. Let's roll over to the other side. Same thing, starting with lateral openers. Knees up above the hips. Brett, you're making my openers and windmills kind of hard to do.
That's kind of hard to do.
Push your knees through the ground as you open up that top shoulder.
No.
Pull that shoulder blade towards the ground.
One hand on the
From
floor.
here, let's move into windmills. Start down by the knee. Trace a big circle
So you can put your
all the way up and around.
other hand.
Opening up that shoulder.
Thank you, Coach Matt.
What's he telling us?
I like to keep my hand on my knees. And he said, no, your other hand on the ground.
3, 2, 1. Relax on those. Let's go ahead and sit up. Flip it over, hands and knees. Once we're on hands and knees, let's get into some rocking for today. Get those hips loosened up. Work on keeping that spine neutral. Spread your fingertips wide. Put some pressure on those hands as you rock forward. We're going to be holding on to those weighted objects today, so when you get those wrists stretched out, let's turn those fingertips out to the side. Center your weight over your hands, and you're going to rock side to side. Still think about keeping a flat back, keeping that belly braced. From here, let's turn fingertips back to our knees, heel of the hand towards the ground, and let's go half circles. So half circle to the left, half circle to the right. Still think about that midline. Keep your belly tight. Keep that back flat. 3, 2, 1. Hands back to the center. Take that left leg, stick it out to the side into some extended leg rock backs. Still trying to keep those hips square to the ground. 3, 2, 1. Right leg out to the side. What's up?
Jump out.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming into the middle, flowing through some cat-cows. Arch your back, look towards the ceiling. Round your back out. Sorry, Brett. Round your back out, look for your belly button. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, let's come up to the top of our push-up position. Step forward into a mountain climber, drive your hips forward, chest up, then switch to the other side. Try to keep that back knee off the ground. Push those hips as far forward as you can. Keep that back leg flexed, contracted. Keep alternating through these. 3, 2, 1. From here, let's swing our right ankle for our left wrist. We're going to sit tall into a pigeon pose, reach long with that back foot. Then you can lean forward if you want. Hold that for about 10. And then let's go ahead and switch over to the other side. Left ankle comes towards the right wrist. Sit up tall, reach long with that back leg. Then you can hinge forward. What's up? Well, Renee's shoulder's twitching right now. 3, 2, 1. Let's come out of those. From here, let's come up into a bear position. So knees are off the ground, back flat. We're going to sink back into a squat, getting as much knee flexion as we can, keeping our core tight, keeping those arms strong, and then we're going to rock back forward as far as we can. So bear squats, keep those knees about an inch off the ground.
Bear squat.
3, 2, 1. Make sure your feet are in squat stance. From here, you're going to walk your hands into a squat position. Push those elbows inside your knees. Chest up tall. Rock around side to side. Rotate back and forth a bit. After that, we're going to raise up into the bottom of our active squat. So come up where you would finish your squat with tension. Feel tension in your hamstrings. Keep your chest tall, back flat, belly tight. And then from here, let's drive to the top. Let's go 3 more squats. We're going to go 3 seconds down, 3 in the bottom. 3, 2, 1, and go. Down, 2, 3. Feel that tension, belly tight. Drive up. Again, 3, or down, 2, 3. If you can, get your hip crease below your knee and stand. Last one, down, 2, 3. Long spine, but belly tight. 2, 1, and up. All right. Other movement we've got for our strength today is going to be that reverse lunge. On that lunge, same thing, core stays tight. Keep most of your weight centered over this front leg as you step back. Straight line from your shoulder down to this back knee. So you don't have to try to overextend here because we lose our core position. You still want to keep tight. You don't have to be perfectly straight up and down. You have a little bit of lean, that's okay, but just have that straight line. You're flexing this back glute, and then drive off that front foot to stand. Let's do 3 per side. I want you to go down as slow as you can. 3, 2, 1, and go. Lowering slowly. Find that tight position at the bottom. Let's come up slowly as well. There's 1, 2. Belly stays tight. Keep the load over this front leg. 3. Same thing on the other side. Stepping back slowly. Keeping that front foot or weight centered over that whole front foot. All right, after those 3, rounds are going to go pretty quick today. We've got 12 squats. You can use that at-home object, dumbbell, kettlebell, or barbell. If you're using backpack, cinder block, let's come up to front rack. Get that hip crease below the knee if you can. If you've got a dumbbell or a kettlebell, let's come up to goblet position. Still keeping chest tall, keeping knees out nice and wide. If you're going to be using barbell, Renee's going to demo for us. Ciao, man. Let's go front squats today. Make sure the shoulders are taking all of the load. We've got a relaxed grip through the hand. Same thing. Keep that spine neutral. Stay loaded up in the bottom. Don't bottom out. Don't let that low spine tuck under like Renee's showing right now. You want to stay active. Get as deep as you can while staying active with good posture. After that, you'll step, we continue to demo. You'll step right into your 14 alternating reverse lunges. On those, front rack if you're using barbell. Same thing, goblet if you're using kettlebell or dumbbell. And then front rack if you're using an at-home object. I want you to go ahead and give me 4 squats followed by 6 reverse lunges. 3, 2, 1, and go. If you're using barbell, use empty barbell to start. Give you a moment to load up. Whoops. Squats first, Matt. 4 squats, 6 reverse lunges. Control that down. All right. After that set, if you're using barbell, take the next minute or so to add some more weight on. Do at least 2 squats, 2 reverse lunges every time you add weight. Then, if you're using dumbbell or kettlebell or at-home object, go ahead and practice a couple more reps. And then we'll get this strength work kicked off. What do you think?
Are you talking?
I'm talking to the phone.
That's just really loud.
I'm talking loud. So that they can hear on the speaker. Oh, here. Drop one. Throw that one away. Once again, every time you add load, if you're using barbell, do at least 2 squats, followed by 2 reverse lunges. As you guys are doing that, take a quick break if you need it. And I'll go ahead and start explaining how to kind of handle these sets and what kind of load to work off of today. Step over this way for me, bud. So we'll start the clock up here. We'll get through this work. On the squats today, if you need, and the lunges, if you need to adjust weight in between rounds, feel free to do so. Once again, base this off how your legs are feeling, what kind of volume you've already done this week. So we did Murph, we've been doing the glutes and pelvic floor programming. My legs are pretty shot. I'm gonna stay a little bit lighter. If your legs are feeling good, go heavier, push the envelope. You should have just a couple reps left in the tank on that lunge, if that's gonna be your choice for today. Also know that we've got some more squatting movements down here in the Metcon, so let that influence what kind of load you use up here. 12 squats, stay under control, and then as soon as you get done with squat number 12, you'll step right into your first alternating reverse lunge. Breathe through your reps because we have so many reps, so think about breathing in on the negative and then breathing out on the positive part of the motion. Other than that, make any final prep that you need to with your weight, and we'll kick off this first round together here in just a moment. Yeah, buddy. Are you going to squat with us? Huh? Are you going to squat with us? Go get your dumbbell and you can do goblet squats.
Ready? No jump, but it's just where you hold it. Remember, show Dad where you hold it.
All right, gang. That's right. All right, go get a dumbbell and hold it like that. Starting off our first round, 12 squats, 14 reverse lunge in 3, 2, 1, and again. That's your goblet. Good posture. Right into your reverse lunge. 14 of them. Tell them, Brett. Straight line from your knee to your shoulder. Alright, gang, look out, Brett. Growling on me. We're gonna rest up to the 2:30. It's gonna come quick. We got about 1 minute. Ooh.
What the hell?
That's hard.
Huh?
53. That looks rough.
You don't know anything like that.
Use like number 7 on squats. You're like, oh crap. Can you break the wrench?
45 seconds, gang.
Your wrench, the one you're using. Play with.
Adjust weight if needed. If that set killed you, drop a few pounds. If it was way too easy, add a few pounds.
I don't think body weight though would be way too easy.
You don't think body weight?
Well.
Apparently, according to studies, this is the most efficient rest position now. Shoulder switching again. So either breathe here, or breathe here. Of course, I think they did it this. Oh, we gotta start again. We got 5 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
2, 1, and go. 12 squats, 14 lunges. Matt, scoot back towards the box for me. Good. Those are tough. All right, gang. Kick off that next round with the 5-minute mark. Alright, gang. We got just over 30 seconds. Next round coming up.
Matt, shut that door.
20 seconds. Mommy doesn't want to air condition the neighborhood.
Alright, buddy.
Story as old as time. Here we go. 10. 12 and 14 again in 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. One more round.
Yeah.
Tell her.
Outer case. Go shut that door.
Good work, Mommy.
Thank you. Breathe. One more set of those.
Set made Renee angry. You're always angry?
No, it appears to be so, I'm sure.
What is that?
She's always
Okay. Keep these.
hollering at one.
Rascals from getting smashed by barbells.
Right.
Alright, gang, just over 30. Big deep breath. Try to relax before this last set. Keep your core braced, but breathe through your reps. 15 seconds. Here we go. In 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. All squats, 14 lunges. still alive.
Yeah.
All right, gang, catch your breath. Get into our Metcon next. So Metcon's 9-minute AMRAP, 2, hang on a second, man. 2 hang squat cleans, right into 4 front squats, 8 plank with a drag through, and then 16 Russian twists. We've got a couple scale versions for you on those drag throughs and Russian twists. If you're using a barbell or a heavier dumbbell, you might want to have a lighter dumbbell weight, or you can even use an at-home object for those drag throughs and those Russian twists. I'd suggest being somewhere between the 15 and 35 pound range on Russian twists, and same range on your pull throughs as well. It's more just about core stability. Don't need to go super heavy there. So getting into our squat clean, a little more hinge involved than the 2 movements that we just went through. So let's work on the back of our legs a bit more. Pushing those hips back, hip width stance, stretching out those hamstrings. Good mornings. Keep that back flat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, I want you to balance on one foot. Just gonna work a little hip and hamstring stability. I want you to reach forward as far as you can. Then you're gonna trace as big of a circle as you can, finishing all the way in the opposite direction on the back side, and then stand back tall. Just keep flowing through that. You can bend that base leg. You can shift that torso if you need to. Reach forward as far as you can. Trace a big circle. High into the opposite direction and stand. Try to get at least one more trip in on this side. After that, let's go ahead and switch over to the other side. Soft bend in that knee. Spread those toes wide. Trace a big circle. Finish in the opposite direction. Let's get one more in here. Alright, from there, let's find whatever object we plan to use. Give me 5 deadlifts with that object. If you're using barbell, you might want to back your weight down a little bit while we finish this warm-up. After those 5 deadlifts, we're going to work on that clean position from the hang. If you've got that at-home object, you're going to start tall position. You'll shift your hips back, keeping that back flat. You're going to jump with a long arm. Get your elbows underneath, and then you'll sink into your squat. So you'll take out that pause on that catch and try to sink directly into that squat. If you're having trouble maintaining a good position, then you can always still catch in the power position and then segment that squat next. If we're using dumbbell today, we can do 1 on each side. If you're going to go single arm, so from the hang up to the shoulder, into the squat, back down, alternate, same thing. Or if you want to stay double hand, you can do this almost like a kettlebell tater, where you'll shift hips back, weight comes up, catch in that goblet, and then come back to that same hold. Similar thing for that kettlebell. Instead of doing swings, think about this like a straight up and down clean. Hips go back, arms stay long, belt shoots up, and then we catch and squat. Whichever version you plan to do on those squat cleans, let's go ahead and practice 4 reps. If you're doing single arm, give me 2 on each side. After that, Front squats next. You should be plenty warm for those front squats, but just to work on transitioning from your squat clean into your front squat, I want you guys to give me one more squat clean followed by 2 more front squats. So it's going to look like this. Clean. 1, 2, 3. Clean's the first squat, 2 more squats after that. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Why do you use this on the wall for? Why do you use this on the wall for?
Because that's a paint roller. Next movement, plank with drag through. If you've got that at-home object, you're probably going to want to slide it along the floor. So we're going to be in a long plank position. Feet need to be about shoulder width apart. If you get too narrow, your hips are going to shift too much. That's one of the things that we're trying to avoid. Don't let your shoulders get back here behind your hands. Keep your shoulders directly over your hands. Brace your middle, push those toes through the ground. Drag to the other side, replace that grip, drag all the way over, replace that base arm. If we're using dumbbell, you can lift those if you would like, or if it's just a bit too heavy for you to lift, you can do that drag. A big thing you're trying to do here is brace through the middle, no pike, no sag. You're trying to minimize how much that torso is shifting. Then, scale on that. Renee, will you demo the lifts for me? So those, we have 8 reps. If you're shifting too much on those, come to this bear position, and you're gonna lift opposite hand, opposite foot, hold for a moment, and then switch, opposite hand, opposite foot, hold for a moment. Same kind of deal, try to minimize that side to side shift. So do the version that works best for you. Go ahead and practice 4 reps.
Yeah, even in that bear position, if you become too unstable, just go ahead to hands and knees and just try to really lift hands and knees opposite as well.
Is Mommy in charge today?
Mommy's always in charge, buddy.
Do you change?
Yeah, sometimes we change.
Last movement today, Russian twists. You're in that seated position. Before you grab any weight, let's all just work on finding that balance point and then shifting side to side. Try not to let your legs turn too much. Try to keep your legs as stable as you can. Twist the torso, look over that back shoulder. Go ahead and reach down and touch the ground. Twist to the other side, reach down, touch the ground. Keep those knees tucked up a little higher if you want to make this motion harder. After a few unweighted twists, probably won't be able to use, or as far as recommended weight goes, I recommend something between 15 and 35 pounds on these. Find that same tuck position. You can let those heels rest lightly if you need to, but heels up is going to be better. Rotate, tap, look over that shoulder as you rotate. Renee's got an alternate for us if that Russian twist is not suited for your core. So she's doing that side plank with a rotation. She's got a light weight, pushing those feet through the ground, all the way up in an extended hand position, trying to keep her hips high, and that's going to give you that same rotation pattern as the Russian twist. A little more shoulder stability involved in that one as well. Any comments?
I was just going to say, make sure right before you move to actually twist, make sure you're exhaling so you brace your core and turn it on versus just letting it loose and moving through that. Actually turn on the core and move first through that midline, okay?
Let's practice 6 Russian twists or 3 of those side plank rotations on each side.
Daddy's going to be in charge today.
Who put Daddy in charge?
Who put me in charge?
You just have to change.
Mommy? I think Mommy put me in charge today.
Mommy,
All right, gang.
you put Daddy in charge.
For our transition round today,
In charge.
we're going to do 2 rounds of just 1 hang squat clean, and then you can go right into your front squats after that. 2 front squats, 4 of those drag throughs, and then 6 Russian twists. 2 rounds, 1, 2, 4, 6. I'll talk you through it as we go. If you need to adjust weight on your barbell, go ahead and do so. and then hop into the transition round. 2 rounds, 1, 2, 4, and 6, in 3, 2, 1, and go. Stand tall to start. There's my squat clean. That's 1, 2, 3.
What's this for, Daddy?
Into 4 drag throughs.
What's this for, Daddy?
That's a wire brush, buddy.
What do you do with the wire?
Scrape things.
How do you spray? Like this?
Then, after your 4 drag throughs, 6 Russian twists.
But what are you gonna do? What is for this? Hey, what is for this?
It's called spackle. And then 1 more round.
What do you do?
1 clean
What do you do with back?
from the hang squat clean. Watch out, buddy.
What do you do with this? What do you do with
After you
back?
stand it up, that's 1, 2 squats. Then take it down to the ground. 4 drag throughs. Try to set it outside of the base of your hands. Give yourself that target.
Climbs the walls.
Then back to your Russian twists. 6 more. Whew. It's gonna be rough on the core today.
You have to use a kitchen tinsel to get it out because you don't.
After that second set, take a break. We'll kick this off here in a couple minutes. Good warm up, gang. Yep. Are you warm enough? Fan or no fan? Alright, no fan. Alright, gang. So while you're making final prep, just wait if need be. Use the restroom, get a drink. We'll go ahead and break down this workout. 9-minute AMRAP. Got some more squatting patterns in here, so once again, base your intensity of how you're feeling today. On that hang squat clean, or on those 2 hang squat cleans, before rep number 1, be sure that we stand all the way up, then we hinge and try to catch in that full squat. If you're not able to catch in power, make sure you're nice and stable, then squat. On squat clean number 2, make sure that you stand it all the way up before you start your 4 front squats. So you gotta get 2 full squats in with those cleans, and you got 4 more front squats after that. Plank with drag through, take your time on those, don't rush through. Right before you go to lift and drag, brace your core as hard as you can so that you don't shift. You got 8 of those, and then on those 16 Russian twists, try to keep those knees tucked up as much as you can. Try to keep those feet from shifting side to side, twisting that upper torso as much as possible. Try to set a pace that you can maintain for the first 7 minutes. So I'm going to shoot for nose-nose breathing for the first 7, and then once I get to the last 2, anything's on the table at that point. Other than that, final prep, we'll get this kicked off here in about 30 seconds. Good luck. What say you, Renee?
Good, Dad.
What say you?
Like, are you in charge today, Mom?
Always in charge.
Good answer, Daddy.
All right, guys. Let's find that starting position. 9 minutes. Make a chalk line if you need it.
Ready, buddy?
Are you gonna do ball jump?
We're doing no broad jumps today. 9-minute workout.
Here we go. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 2 hang squat cleans, then 4 front squats. 1, 2, 3, 4 drag through, or 8 drag throughs, excuse me. My drag through space.
I want to go out back.
Wait for us to finish up here, bud.
Drag twist.
Into 16 Russian twists.
Start.
One round down. Just for my lines, buddy. Breathe through your reps. To 16 Russian twists. Let's go, gang. Breathe steady. Let's go, gang. Try not to shift on those pull-throughs. Keep those knees up as high as you can. Minimize that leg shift.
Okay. So your brother wakes up.
How far are we, Beth? 3 rounds down. We're on the down slope.
3 rounds.
Let's finish round 3.
I mean, the time.
We're past 4:30.
Big.
Hang on, bud. Yeah? Okay. We can do that. You can go too?
If it's not raining,
started using the wrong weight.
Mommy's doing it with my dumbbells.
She is. Ooh, this music's real mellow.
That wheel on the back, you have to pedal like so it doesn't go. Let it go for a minute. When it stops, keep pedaling. So let it go. Now
Woo. Let's go, gang. Just a little bit over 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes, kick it in. Almost there. Trackers.
Huh?
Skip right there.
It's tracker.
this little lever right here, that's it. My motorcycle up.
Come on, gang, get to that next round. Whew. Let's go, gang. 45 seconds. $15.
Let's go. 5, 3, 2, 1, and time. Good job, guys.
5 plus 12. All right, guys. Try to stand tall. Hands on the hips, shoulders relaxed, or according to new studies, hands on your knees.
You might pop out.
What's up?
You might pop out.
Mine might too.
One side's bigger than the other.
Try to get back to breathing in through your nose. Relax your shoulders. We've got about 10 minutes left, so we will do some quick stretching here in just a moment. Good work on that. Your score was rounds and reps. So get that score in Wodify. That's still under the at-home section. And then we'll see you in class for Saturday. At the gym, we've got 8 and 9:30. Both of those will be the WOD on Saturday, so no weightlifting yet. Still trying to make sure we're managing classes, but we're keeping everything under the at-home program for right now. For our first stretch today, let's get into our hips a bit. We're gonna go back to Pigeon Pose. So come up to the top of your plank, swing ankle for opposite wrist, reach long with that back leg. Big deep breath, lean forward, shift around side to side, and relax down there. Just think about deep breathing. Wherever you feel tight, breathe into that spot. Go another 15 seconds and we'll switch sides.
Sweet thing.
3, 2, 1. Raise up slowly. Come out slowly. For the other ankle, for the other wrist. It's okay, that knee doesn't have to be at a 90. It can be bent back a bit. Get that pressure into your hip and not your knee. Sit up tall, long back leg. Then start to come forward, keeping that low back long. Shift around side to side a bit, then settle in. Big deep breaths, try to slow your breathing down. Wherever you feel tightness, breathe into that spot. More seconds on this side. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let's come back out slowly. Let's go knees wider than hips, heels in line with our knees, hands out in front. Start to shift those hips back, shoelaces on the ground. Try to get your hips all the way down between your heels. Reach long with those arms. Stretch out that back as well. This?
Like wider than your heels.
I see. I'm stuck here.
I'm like, I barely think I can get my
Man, relax into it a bit more. Don't push it. Just try to slow down your breathing here. More seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. From there, let's come up to a standing position. I want you to roll down slowly, starting with your chin. Let your head hang heavy. Let that upper back round out. Let that mid back round out. Those legs straight, start to hinge forward, let that low back stretch out. What's up right there? Mommy's doing a frog stretch, and Daddy's doing a forward fold. From here, bend your knees and pull your chest all the way down onto your knees. Grab the back of your calf or your ankle, and keep your chest glued to your knees while you try to drive your hips towards the ceiling. Stretching that hamstring. Don't let that chest get away from your knees. Start pushing those knees back, holding on to the back of those legs for some tension. And release out of that. Straighten those knees out. Let that head hang heavy. Roll up one at a time. After you get to the top, take a big breath. We'll call it a day. Good work, gang. We'll see you guys for Saturday's workout.